All right, I am Andrea Morrison, and I wanted to start off by saying at this NCSPP conference, I've heard a lot of things about the Department of Education said this, and the Department of Education said that, and the other thing. I want to say most of the people who say that have never talked to the people from the Department of Education. And I want you to know that this small group up here packed up their kit bags, flew across the country, went to Washington, D.C., and talked to the people at the Department of Education. And what we're going to tell you today is actually what we said to the Department of Education, and we'll tell you a little bit about what they actually did say to us. And it's not hearsay. We were there. We can tell you that they really said this. So let me tell you a little bit about my interest. Currently, I'm a part-time core faculty at the American School of Professional Psychology at Argosy University in San Francisco Bay Area. But I've been a professor of psychology for more than 30 years. And for much of that time, I have been engaged in accreditation activities for both the Western Association of Schools and Colleges and for the American Psychological Association. I was even a member of APA's Committee on Accreditation from 2003 to 2006. Consequently, I've thought a lot about the nature and function of accreditation standards. After much consideration, I have serious concerns about COA's use of numerical quotas as an accreditation standard. Specifically, COA states that APA-accredited doctoral programs must place 50% of their accredited of their graduate students in separately APA-accredited internship training programs. The major concern I have is that numerical quotas do not direct the doctoral programs to review and analyze each internship position to determine whether the student's internship accomplishes the training goals appropriate for each individual. It is my understanding that accreditation standards are in place to ensure that doctoral programs and internship training programs focus on providing high-quality education and training that will allow students to achieve their professional goals. Currently, COA requires doctoral programs to review each non-APA accredited internship to ensure that it meets the learning needs of the applicant student. But no such requirement exists for APA accredited internships. This problem is complicated by the fact that a numerical quota forces the doctoral program to overshoot the quota or risk being dinged by COA for falling below the 50% level. Thus, in order for a doctoral program to meet APA's recommended level of student internship placement, the program may in fact be forced to give less attention to the student's learning needs and more attention to the program's need to hit the 50% level of APA-accredited internship placement. And in the worst-case scenario, the doctoral program may end up in an adversarial position with students who are relatively powerless in defending the importance of their own professional learning goals. In my understanding, this is not how accreditation processes should work. A numerical quota may be defensible if there is clear evidence that APA-accredited internships are in virtually every way superior to CAPIC member internships. The fact is that there's very little evidence, if any, to indicate that CAPIC internships function less well in preparing psychology interns for entry into practice. There are several studies that are currently in process which will document the similarity in quality between CAPIC and APA-accredited internships. The major difference appears to be in the size of the stipend. While APA-accredited internships may have higher stipends, for many students, especially non-traditional students, women, and ethnically diverse students, the associated costs of moving greatly reduce the desirability of the stipend. But I'll let my colleagues tell you more about that. There has been one article published recently that indicates trainees at APA-accredited internships score higher on licensing exams. But there are several serious methodological issues raised by this study that should be addressed before professional psychology deems APA-accredited internships necessarily the best option for all graduate students. First, though the authors state that the EPPP is consistently validated, The most well-known review of validation data is nearly a decade old and consists of only face or content validity as determined by surveys and focus group of practitioners. And second, there is an issue that we call common method variance. It is frequently the case that PsyD programs looking for different qualities in applicants admit students with lower GRE scores than do many PhD programs. This is relevant because students who have higher GRE scores will be more likely to score higher on similarly structured exams due to common method variance. Thus, the GRE and EPPP are both multiple choice exams. So students who do well on the GRE are more likely to do well on the EPPP just because of this factor of common method variance. So in order to remove the effects of discrepancies between PhD and PsyD students on GRE scores, we present data that compares students within the same APA accredited program who have completed either APA accredited APIC or CAPIC membership internships on licensure pass rates and other outcomes relevant to preparation for entry into the field as healthcare professional. And this poster, which I presented it in
2015.
several places, in 2015, presents two separate sets of outcome data that support the notion that multiple types of training experiences may be virtually equal in meeting the needs of our diverse and often non-traditional students who seek training as healthcare professionals. And so as you can see, the outcome variables did not really differ among the three different types of internship, and then there's a set of more recent study about supervision, which also revealed no significant differences.
I know this is very hard to read. Impossible, okay. But this information is also posted on our website, but it basically shows what you just said. Sorry.
Right. So the fact is that many more studies need to be undertaken before any reasonable conclusion can be drawn that APA accredited internships prepare students better than CAPIC internships. Finally, there is a concern that there is better quality control and monitoring at APA accredited internships than at CAPIC internships. The fact is that CAPIC internships are visited annually by each doctoral program which places students in those training programs. Some CAPIC internships may be visited for quality control by 4 or 5 doctoral programs each year. CAPIC also visits each internship on a rolling 5-year schedule in order to ascertain that CAPIC training programs are in compliance with our membership standards. We believe that CAPIC's methods of quality control, while different than COA's, appear to be functioning effectively. And in closing, I would like to reiterate what many of my colleagues will say today, which is having a diversity of training models that meet the diverse learning needs of all our students is not only important for our graduate students, it is essential to ensure the strength and viability of our profession as a whole. Professor Donald Peterson, one of the founders of NCSPP and one of my mentors, implored us to make psychology indispensable. And I believe CAPIC internships contribute to making psychology indispensable by improving the lives of many of the people who live in our communities, including the homeless, the drug addicted, the chronically mentally ill, who are desperately in need of psychological services. CAPIC internships provide an invaluable function in allowing students who are committed to treating the underserved a pathway to achieve their professional goals. And now, Juliet.